So, I went to church today. Not that this is so unusual for me on a Sunday, but to be honest, I wasn't really in the mood. I slept badly, worrying about many things. The 2019 nCoV coronavirus, mistakes I found at the last minute in my tax return, my work, my family, etc., etc. Basically a whole lot of everyday life, nothing that spectacular, but enough to deprive me of sleep, leave me with a lingering headache, and generally feeling groggy and grumpy. So I wasn't feeling like the sharpest knife in the drawer, and I wasn't paying as much attention as I should. On top of this, I'm dyslexic, so even on a good day, I don't always sing or say exactly the same words as everyone else. But perhaps, on occasions, when we're not paying attention and don't fully have our guards up, we're more open to hear God. And He just slips something in past our usual wall of preconceptions. And that was the case for me today. We were singing a chorus that goes like this. I'll never know how much it cost to see my sin upon that cross. But in my zoned out state, I read and sang, I'll never know how much it cost to see your Son upon that cross. And at that point, I almost bit my lip and pulled up short. So often in church we talk about Christ's suffering on the cross and the cost He paid to reconcile us to God. But here I was, as a parent myself, suddenly realizing that the suffering is not restricted to Jesus. Most parents can relate to the fact that seeing our children suffer is almost unendurable. Most parents can relate to a desire to take that pain as our own and would even give up our own lives for our children. So here is that moment of revelation for me, that every lash of the whip, every moment of torment that Christ endured on the cross was also felt in full agonizing measure by God the Father. When we read in John 3:16 that God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, it can at first seem almost callous. But no, permitting Jesus, His Son, to suffer and be given up to man's cruelest inclinations is a supreme act of loving sacrifice by God and the ultimate proof of how much He wants to be reconciled to us. And through Christ, we're also His children, even if we don't know it or Him. So if today you're in pain, be it physical or emotional, if you're anxious or afraid, if you're lonely or suffering in any way, I want you to know this. Just as God suffered with Jesus on the cross, just as He knew every anguished moment as His own, He's also with you and shares with you in your pain. You're not alone. You have never been alone, and you never will be truly alone. Furthermore, God wants you to know this fact. He wants you to feel His presence in your life and His hand in yours during life's inevitable trials and hardships. And here's another scientific fact for you. When someone you love and who loves you holds your hand, even the most extreme pain is easier to endure. So whoever you are, and whatever your situation, and whatever you believe. I pray God's blessing on you today, and that you will come to know His presence with you as you journey through life. This is the God I believe in, one whose grace is without limit and who's willing to experience with us our pain as well as our joy. This, to me, is a God worth getting to know.